Good morning, Discord. Good morning, YouTube, X, Instagram, TikTok, all the rest. Let's get into it. All right, let's see what we got. So we got the 200 at around 60.42. We had a significant drop in pre-market. Let's see how far they want to take it. Before we get started, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risk. The owner of the channel, the traders that appear in the broadcast, and affiliate companies are not liable for any losses inflicted in relation to its content. Once you get finished reading that, go to that website down below, latsbuytrading.com. I'll get you sorted out. All right, let's begin. See if we can make some money in. All right, all right, all right. 5320 is going to be a major level. Let's see if they want to tag that real quick and see what they want to do there. What is this? 5483 is going to be a level. Yeah, 5482 is going to be a significant level. So let's see if they get down to 5482. All right, we want to see if they're going to test the bottom of this lick box. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of technical difficulties. Our first stop is going to be 5482. That should be right coming up shortly. Let's see what they do here. All right, we're gonna look for a break and retest underneath this lick box here. Let me make sure my audio's all right. Cool. We Gucci. Let it go. All right, we broke below whatever this key level is right here. Oh, they're dancing on it. So let's see what they do here at 5482. Mr. Ramos, good morning. All right, we want to look for something like this for continuation. This would be an ideal setup for some type of continuation, something like this. Yeah, this is the 5482 right here, or right here. So they're dancing right on the first level we're gonna look for. They're dancing right on it. How do we know this is true? Because this was already placed in pre-market. If If you don't have access to the 5-minute chart, what's wrong with you? You're messing up. Also, for those who stayed to the end and were trading to the end yesterday, that trading plan hit absolutely perfect. That trading plan hit absolutely perfect. Which just goes to show that it, the news has an impact on our session, obviously, but structure, and 90-something% of the time, the market's going to respect the structure. Even if there's whatever news, they have to get the liquidity from somewhere. So that's the point I'm trying to make when I always say that. They got to get it from somewhere. Meaning, we can have high reliability on those trading plans. So I'll mark out, I'll mimic the 5 for the time being. This is our first key level we want to look for. Let's see if we get underneath and break and retest underneath it. And then we see our next major level is going to be at 53.20. We want to see if our purple is going to get us down to 53.20. We got 37 seconds on this candle. To the gentleman asking, how do you know if I'm in a trade? You won't know if I'm in a trade. What I will do is I'm going to identify setups for everybody to decide if it's beneficial for them to trade or not. Because essentially, whether I'm in a trade or not, it has no relevance on whether you can take advantage of the setups available. There's often times where I'm doing so much charting or teaching or whatever it is, I'm doing a lot at the same time, and it's just impossible for me to catch every trade. but that doesn't mean that the trades don't hit, that they don't hit big. And also, I recommend if you're interested in trying to do this, you can look at all the videos that I have posted, and you can see for yourself the record. The information's out there. It's all done live and in real time, so you can rely on it. Whether I'm in a trade or not is irrelevant. Because essentially you're asking, you know, let's say it's 2011 or 2009, and then someone's like, hey, I bought Bitcoin. And if you didn't take the Bitcoin trade, then, you know, what difference does it make if someone else did or not? You'd have been better off had you done it, right? So let's wait for all this to happen, okay? We want to see a clear break of this lick box here. So let them dance around on this lick box. We want to see a clear break and then a clear retest of this lick box here. And then, you know, don't ask for too much on the downside if it does go down. So we're going to see what happens inside this purple if we build enough liquidity for another push down. And at this point, we're still testing, right? We don't have anything solid yet. We're still testing. We need to wait for some confirmations. So to answer your question, Mr. Huerta, whether I'm in a trade or not, it doesn't change the fact that 99.9% of the trading plans that I put out for over a year and change since February 3rd of 2025, it doesn't mean that 99.9% of the trading plans haven't hit to perfection. And you can verify that. You can go to the end of day reports in the playlist. I have an end of day report, so all the information's there, brother. Okay, I said the Jimenez. My bad. Jimenez. You know what I meant. You know who you are. You know what I meant. My bad, man. All right, let's see if we're gonna build some liquidity up in here, and if they want to do a dance, maybe somewhere here. We want to look for a quick down up like this. So we got to wait for all that. All right, I think we want to use this blue. Let's see if this blue gets us to 59.34 would be nice. But let's at least see if it gets us to 57. So look, on our 5-minute chart, we needed to see a break, a retest, and a rejection of this level. Okay, all of this needed to happen before we went in on puts. Now we got the 200 at 66.40-ish. All right, now we got to watch out for this this purple, right? We still want to see the dance. We still want to see a dance right here. And we still need to see if the blue can get us to where we need it to get us to. 59.34 would be ideal. 57.10 would be acceptable if we're still going to use the blue. So we got to figure it out. We got to wait. We need data, right? But this still a thing. This is still a thing. This hasn't changed. All right, we're in the teal until we're not. We're doing this until we're not. For any upside, we want to look for this. For any downside, it's still like this. This hasn't changed. I'm just going to slide it over. Here's your chop zone. So our best bet is gonna, okay. Let me just clean up the chart just a bit. Got about 2 minutes on the candle, a little more. Okay, Miss Chica, you said what does that mean? What does what mean? I'm telling how much time is left on this candle here. In the Discord, we use the 5-minute chart. So it'll give us time to see if we're gonna get a strong trend or a strong push down, depending on how much time is there, or if maybe we need to hold off because it might wick back up into the channel. So I'm giving that time so people have an idea, because we use the 5-minute chart. So we need to have an idea of the amount of time, like has enough time gone by to say that, you know, we have enough downward trajectory on the horizon, or does it have enough time to wick back up into this to continue this right here? If that's what you're asking, I'm not sure if that's what you're asking. All right, now we want to see what they're going to do up here, right? Now we want to see what they're going to do up here. Because if they're just going to grab liquidity, you know, if this is just a stop hunt and they're just going to grab liquidity, then we can expect for this to still play out. Just like that. Like this. I'm just going to clean up the chart just a little bit. Now, Mr. All right, Mr. Gomez, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Gomez. Hold on, give me one sec. Okay, Mr. Jimenez. So to answer your question, if I took a trade, you know, here's the path that I drew. Here's what I said, what would happen, how you can make money. If I bought a put at the very top where I said everyone would have a good idea, could make some possible money, if I did or not is irrelevant, because you're not here for my P&L. You're here to increase your P&L. That's why it doesn't matter if I trade. I'm never going to be posting, oh, look how much money I did, or yada, yada, yada. I don't do that, because it doesn't matter. You're here for you. You're not here for me. This is the setup that I said. This is the setup that's happening. Now, if you can't make money from 654.68 all the way to 653.50, there's nothing I can do for you. You're here on your own journey. It's irrelevant what I do. What you do with the information, that's important. What you do with this information. I'm giving you the information. I'm telling you what needs to happen. I told you need to see a break, a retest, and a reject. Look at the money that just got printed. Look at the money that we just printed. Easy, right? Because the call scenario had to be up here. The only put scenario was right here. So it doesn't matter. And now look, we're at key level. So figure out who you are as a trader, Discord. Figure it out. Don't have FOMO now. Figure it out. You need to, and if you didn't take the trade, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? But you need to start formulating your plan of attack. You need to start formulating that. Now look, on this break and retest, you knew where your stop needed to be, right? You knew where your stop needed to be. This is a very tight stop. This is very tight. And as a matter of fact, bro, look, okay. Mr. Jimenez, I just got to point this out. Good morning, Alexis. I just got to point this out. Look at the price of my flexion and look exactly where the wicks are on this play. Now, this is what I call perfection. And then I'm going to ask you, are you not entertained? Look at this is perfection. No one else on the internet is doing it like this. Look at my flexion point. Look at this, I don't get it right all the time, but gosh darn it, I do okay. We do okay. So you should be asking yourself, how can you make money from what I'm drawing on the screen? Calls to the up from support. Okay, Alexis, you're buying calls in a downtrend. Okay, that's on you, Alexis. I think you need to join this Discord. I mean, maybe there's a call scenario happening, but oh, you're saying up here. Okay, yeah. Somewhere up here, correct. This is where the call, wherever I have it. Over here, you might be a little bit late on it, because then you're going to be buying calls to the top. I'm going to identify it way before then. If you're waiting up here, that's probably your safest bet. I'll agree with you. But I hope you're not buying that right now. That's on you. I recommend you guys join this Discord, because you're cannibalizing your account by guessing. There's no reason to guess. Look at the money we just printed. If you're interested in learning how to trade with us, go to the website, livespytrading.com. I'm going to get you sorted out. And remember, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risk. The owner of the channel, the traders that appear in the broadcast, and their affiliate companies are not liable for any loss inflicted with this content. If you took a loss today, I don't know how. I don't know how, because I am on Fuego. Look at this. You're not going to find this perfection anywhere else. Now, we don't need to worry about calls right now. This is not our concern right now. We need to let this play out. Well, Discord, listen. Whatever everyone else is doing on the internet, let them do whatever they're doing. Look at what we're doing right now. There's nothing wrong with holding off. There's nothing wrong with holding off. It's not like we're not going to get other setups. 25%. Amazing, Mr. Gomez. Congratulations and welcome. If you want to get some real value, if you want to get real value for your money, you got to join the Discord. In the Discord, I'm actually giving away, I recommend if you do decide to join, I'm giving away a free session, so a free 24 hours. So wait till Sunday or Monday morning, then join, and then you're gonna see I have a long-term plays channel, long-term plays, where I tell everybody. I'm gonna give you an example. On January 18th, I told everybody in the world, well, everybody in the Discord, sorry, to buy oil. January 18th, you're welcome. On March 6th, I told everybody in the Discord to buy calls on the UVIX. If they want a cheap hedge, to buy calls on UVIX. You're welcome. That's 100% at this point. So we got it covered on all fronts. If you want to make money in the stock market, you're trying to do it. You don't have to figure it out by yourself. I've already done all the legwork. This is just math. It has to be a certain way. All right, now Discord, if you're in exit strategy 1 or exit strategy legs, you need to start tightening up your stop. I'm not saying stop yourself out, right? Because this might be an exit 2 or 3 day. I'm just saying tighten up your stops. We got to key level. If you survive this, now you tighten up your stop. You go level by level, right? We expected this one, a little bit of dance. This probably would have stopped out a lot of people, but if you're following the strategy that I've laid out, you could have capitalized on this. Now we got to see what's going to happen at 53.20, right? So if we paid attention to this 5-minute chart, look where it doesn't get much better. It simply just does not get better than this. If you want to make money in the stock market and you're sitting here trying to trade off YouTube, it's going to be difficult. You need to join. You need this 5-minute chart. You need my trade setups. That's just the answer. That's just the answer. Okay, Chica, the entries are as I have it drawn, right? We want to enter on the flexion because this is the least. You never want to buy puts on the bottom, right? You always want to buy puts at the top. So how do we identify the top? I had to draw it. Right? I drew where you don't want to buy them at the very bottom. You want to buy them as close to the top as possible, right? So, you know, to be honest, the entry was on the break of this purple. This is why I have the purple here. So now we need to wait for the next purple to form. So if you're looking for an entry, you got to wait for purple. And then again, I just want to reiterate, if I took the trade or not, does it matter? Does it really matter in the grand scheme of things if I took the trade? Does it matter if I missed out on all this money? It shouldn't matter to you at all. The question is, can you benefit from this? That should be your question. Not can I benefit? Believe me, I do okay. I do okay. I'm not worried. First the purple, then the white. Chica, the white has nothing to do with... All your questions are answered inside the Discord. I'm not sure what you're asking. The white has nothing to do with anything. You need to join the Discord. You're trying to make it by trading stocks, and you're not willing to invest the time or the money that it takes to make actual money. That you're working against yourself. And I can't, you know, it would be nice if I could explain the entire strategy every single morning, but that's not a thing, because there's people that are investing in themselves. They're taking the time, they're doing the homework, and it would be unfair for me to stop my analysis to explain the entire process every single day. That's just not a thing. You need to join the Discord. All the answers are on the 5-minute chart. All the answers are on the 5-minute chart. Beyond that, the white has nothing to do with anything. Certain things need to happen. We need to allow certain things to happen. Once it happens, I'll know. I will know. Lower day is at 52.50. Let's we got to make sure they don't form secondary liquidity. BRR underneath this would be ideal. If it breaks purple and just shoots down, my bad. But I think we kind of want to look for this right here, if there's going to be any continuation. You have to watch out because lower day is right here. So the risk to reward, you got to measure risk to reward. You know, preferably I would like to see it travel a little higher up, but this trend could be strong enough to push it to purple, to break a purple to push it. So we're gonna find out. But ideally, you know, I'd like it to see travel up a little bit more up purple and possibly form another algo. That would be ideal. So look, here's lower day right here. I'm gonna mark out lower day. Okay, whatever I have drawn on the screen, this would be ideal. I'm gonna mark out lower day. Now we should be in the play from over here. So now we need to wait for the next setup. The next call setup, probably on the break of this teal. The next put scenario, we're gonna look for a break and retest underneath lower day. And look, on the Discord, most likely this is purple, okay? We want to see it build up in purple a little bit. So again, Discord, you should be using the 5-minute chart. We don't use the 1 minute, that's for everybody else. We're also getting into oversold territory, so a pullback wouldn't be a bad idea here to grab some more liquidity. You know, depending on how this is a pretty strong trend. This is what ideally what we want to look for any more continuation to the downside. Okay. Something like that would be ideal for continuation to the downside. So Discord, use the 5-minute chart. Now, if it breaks through and goes straight down, then 52.16 is going to be our next target. So don't overstay your welcome because the risk to reward here is small. Okay, here we go. 52.16, target hit on the break of purple. All right, this is our selling channel. So when we break this, then we're gonna start we need to start figuring out our life. When this breaks, we need to start figuring out our life, okay? When this selling channel breaks, we're going to start figuring out our life. We got to the next key level, 52.16. Okay? So if you took the break of purple, but we're still in this blue, so if you're on the 1 minute and you're looking for an entry, I already have it on the screen, so look for this. Oh boy. If you took break of purple, this is another winner. And like I said, ideally, I would have liked it to travel up here. However, if the trend is very strong, then this would be enough liquidity for continuation, which is why I have this purple here. Which is why I have the purple here for Discord. Discord, I told you, use the 5-minute chart. This is going to be our best bet. So look at the money that just got printed. Look at this money. And I told you, today might be exit strategy 2 or 3. Remember, I told you today is probably going to be a 2 or 3 exit strategy. Listen to what I'm telling you when I'm telling you these things. Look at the money that just got printed. Look at this money. Look at the money we just printed. Here was the entry. This is what I told the Discord. Ideally, we would like to see it travel up. We had nice price action. All right, we're at next key level. Figure out your life now. Now you need to figure out your life. Here was the entry. Here was our entry. Jeez. Oh, no. You know what? No. That was a test. This was our actual entry right here. Let me erase this one. That's cheating. This one was, right? On the break and retest of the lick box. The break, the retest, and the rejection of the lick box. Okay, we had a very good day, and I told everybody, you know, today's gonna be probably exit 2 or 3. You know, it's very rare that I say that, but when I say it, okay, there it is. Don't have FOMO now. That doesn't exist. Now we have to wait for the next setup. That's it. The setup's around the corner. You just gotta wait for it. We're already in this play from right here. From right here. We're already in the play. All right, now we got to see what they want to do over here on, what is this? 52.48. I'm just going to clean up the chart just a bit. Just going to clean up the chart just a little bit. All right, now we got to see what they want to do here. So if you're going level by level, you need to start paying attention now, okay? If they want to push down further, we want to see some liquidity grabbing. And also, if you're in the Discord and you made money this morning, you really need to start thinking about calling it a day, going enjoying your weekend. It's not going to get any easier from here. It's not getting any easier from here. You know, I think a very fair part of trading is knowing when not to trade. I'm just gonna move low. I'll move low a day, and I'm going to there. So look, for the Discord, we're still in blue, right? We're still in blue. We haven't broken this blue channel. We haven't broken the selling channel. We're still in the blue selling channel. So if we take our trade up here, where the entry was on the break and retest of the lick box, the break, the retest, and the reject of the lick box, if you took the trade here, you should, you know, if you're the type that likes to get on the selling channel, if you're the type that likes to take on key level, whichever it is, you need to stick to one of them. You need to stick to it. And then eventually you'll get a hybrid. You'll be able to see what I'm seeing. It's going to take you time. You're going to understand, not even see what I see. You're just going to understand the risks a lot better. That's all. You're just going to understand the risks a lot better. You're going to understand whether you can, you know, if you can stomach some drawdown. When I'm saying drawdown, I mean like for something like this, could you survive all this and hold for this? You're going to understand that about yourself. Now look, if you took the break and retest, or excuse me, if you took the break and retest here, you need to, the risk is right here, right? Lower days right here. Lower days right here. So you got to measure risk to reward. Just cleaning up the chart. All right, if we get back above 52, 5256, I'll give it a little bit more. If we get back above this, I'm out of the play. I'm out. This is what I have determined is the amount of risk I'm willing to take, and I'm probably going to take my first set of contracts and start chasing this. And I'll leave my runners right around somewhere up here. All right, let's see what we got. Now look, Discord, we're still in the blue selling channel. We're still in the blue selling channel. It hasn't closed outside of the blue selling channel yet. So if you're trying to learn how to hold longer, you know, I give this option in the lessons. All right, I'm not gonna allow too much. Maybe second bite of the apple here. I'm not gonna allow too much. If I get stopped out on my first set, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. And I'm not gonna allow the runners too much space either. Runners are somewhere up a little bit above this. This is probably where I need to get up and walk away. It's dancing on my stop. They're dancing on my stop. See, if I were to get up and walk away, I'd probably be better off, but I'm sitting here paying attention to it, and now I feel my hands are getting itchy. Now I want to start collecting. Now my hands are itchy. I want to collect. This is the part that I hate. This is the part I don't like. I don't have to worry about the entries. It's always the exits that. Okay. This one just got me. This one got me right here. So my first set gone. I'm gonna leave the runners up here. I'm gonna get up and walk away. I'll be right back. Man, they better go up from here. Better not stop. You know. Okay, I'm gonna get up and walk away. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. I need to get up and walk away. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let me, oh, I didn't put my beer right back. See, now I wish I would have left. I wish I would have stayed gone because now I want to move my runner. Because the first set got taken out. Now I'm like, maybe I should move my runners. I'm going to put them a little, you know, they were up here. I'm going to move them a little bit down. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. This is what I'm deciding to do. So I'm going to be okay with it, whatever happens. Whatever happens, I'm going to be okay with it. I'm not going to complain about, look how much money we made today. I'm not going to complain. Also, remember Discord, I told you, I'm going to have to call it an early day today. But I'm going to leave you with the setups even after I leave to let you know what the reasonable setups are. Now, on this break of purple, you got to measure risk to reward, you know, back down here. That's why this is, you don't want to buy puts in the bottom. It's not just because there was a break of purple, right? It's not just because. There has to be more than one thing to tell us. So on this one, we had, not only do we have our break of purple here, but we had a break and retest of our key level. I'm probably going to start chasing this now with my runners. If it shoots down, then I'll have to be okay with that. I'm expecting them, if it does, I expect a liquidity grab before it pushes down, but otherwise I'm not set up to hold. I don't need to be a hero. What I need to do is collect my money, my money. So that's what I'm gonna do. And look, hold on, this is the part that I hate. They got me on this one. Maybe if I wasn't here watching it, I would have left my stop up here and then I would have given myself a little more room, but I got stopped out on my runners here, unfortunately. I'm not really upset about it. I'm gonna remove this one. I'm not upset about it. If it shoots down, I'm gonna be upset. But for right now, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Yeah, this would be the ideal setup, right? This one right here would be ideal. Let's see what we got. All right, our blue selling channel broke, so I'm okay with getting out here. If it continues down, darn it, right? Nothing I can do about it now. So, and if I'd have left my runners here, it's dancing on my hold on, it was like right here. If I'd have left my runners, it's dancing on it right now. So we're gonna see if it was a good idea or not. And then I'm gonna either slap myself in the face or be okay. So this is to see what would have happened had I just walked away for another few minutes. Yeah, it would have got me. This one would have got me, so I'm not upset that I took profit down here again. Because this drawdown, I wouldn't have been okay with. That's just me personally. That's me personally. I wouldn't have been okay with that. If there is going to be any more downside, this is the optimal, somewhere around here. So we're probably going to look for a 50-50. Probably gonna look for a 50-50 here. Yeah, somewhere around here, we're gonna look for a 50-50. And then the ideal entry would be somewhere up here. So this is going to tell us if we break this 50-50 to the upside, we're going to look for a call entry somewhere up here. Okay? So let me just plot that out now. I'm going to highlight it even though I don't know if it's going to be here or not. I'm just being preemptive. Now, both of these lick boxes, valid. Both of them are valid. Look, there's no way I would have been okay with this type of drawdown, so I'm happy with that trade. I'm happy with this trade. There's no way I would have been okay with this type of drawdown. All right, from this point here, we want to see a build in purple and a break of this green. And we're going to see if teal's going to give us a call entry. In the short term, until we get to this lick box, if we are going to get there, you got to look for this. So we'll see what happens on this teal. Let me check on Discord really quick. All right, everyone cool? Why is it so quiet? Was there a hesitation? Hesitation, couldn't find an entry. Let me check on this. What is this little picture here? All right, well, someone took advantage of it. Good to see. So stressing about, hopefully that means you're trying to figure out the that you're in profit and you're trying to figure out where you want to take profit. Hopefully that's what that means. Now, I just want to know if everyone's cool. I just want to know something. I'm probably going to get rid of this purple in a second, so give it a little bit. All right, from this point here, gotta do this. We gotta do something like this. Now look, if we look at our 30-minute chart, 49, hold on, wait, look at the daily chart. 49 something or other is going to be a bounce point, okay? We're at 52.23 now. 49.03 is going to be, all I'm saying is if you're going in on puts now, there's going to be a bounce at 49.03, I believe. Because if you're just tuning in, I've had this here for weeks. This has been here for weeks. And this is absolute perfection. You're not going to get anywhere else. And if you're still not in the Discord, I don't know what's wrong with you, but good luck. Anyways, over here, it's going to be a bounce. So don't expect too much from this point here. When I'm saying too much, 3 points, that's a good amount of money, but we're coming up to this very shortly. Very shortly, we're coming up to it. May not be today, but I'm thinking I'm thinking liquidity is being pulled magnetically to that level. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. But it ain't today. Oh wait, it's just green. Darn it, it's just green. Okay, I believe we're in the green now, so. I do believe we're in the green. Now look, here's the thing about this green. For any downside, what you want to see is a dance along green somewhere. The dance being the quick down up, but the risk to reward because low a day is here. So your best bet is going to be underneath low a day. And then remember that 49 is coming up. That 49.03 is coming up. And that's on a daily chart. So it may not be exactly at 49.03, but look, we reached key level on on our 30-minute chart. We're at key level here. Basically what I'm trying to say is it's going to be risky to buy calls, or excuse me, to buy puts on the bottom. It's going to be risky. Your best, you know, ideally we like to see it travel up a bit, probably somewhere up here, and maybe reject off of teal. This would be ideal for any more puts. Now, if it just bolts down using this 50-50 right here as the liquidity grab, then, you know, my bad. I'm just trying to show you an ideal scenario, an ideal setup. And remember, this one isn't actually here. So basically we want to see on our 5-minute chart a week bull cycle. A week bull cycle would be ideal. Otherwise, it's going to be very choppy, grindy, annoying in one direction. If you made any money today on YouTube, hit the like button. You gotta do something positive. You gotta do something positive, and that's free. So the people that didn't hit the like button yesterday, you got a curse put on you. You got a curse. And you probably didn't do well today because you got a curse put on you because you didn't hit the like button. All right, let them figure out this liquidity box here, okay? Let them figure this one out here. And then we want to look for a break and retest above this liquidity box. Like this, for calls, right? So this is going to be the call setup because I'm leaving shortly. This is going to be the call setup. There's going to be no man's land here. All right, Discord, let me, I'm gonna ask for some confirmation shortly. So everyone pay attention really quick. Everyone pay attention. All right. Here are the setups. 'Cause I'm about to get out of here in like 15 minutes or so. Which I told everyone this was gonna happen today, so my bad. All right, look. Ideally, for any more puts, we'd like to at least travel in green for a bit. Let them grab the liquidity up in here, and then the break of green. On the break of green, you see where the risk is, right? You see where the risk is. And then also don't expect 4 or 5 point move. Expect to bounce at wherever the shit I have this line at. Wherever I have this line at, expect to bounce. Matter of fact, I'm pretty good with these. So we're 5106. We're coming up to 5106 like very shortly. Let me see if I can get a little more. 5107-ish. We're coming up to this point very shortly. So, and then the next level is going to be 4903. So keep that into account. And the call scenario, if they don't want to do that today, or maybe in after hours or something like that, if they want to head down there, maybe. But our intraday call scenario, this is what it is, right? So it's gonna take a lot to get to where we need to get to. It's gonna take a lot, because otherwise you're just gonna get stuck in this chop here. So if this doesn't happen exactly like this, then there's no trade. Okay? There's no trade. Let them chop around in here, figure this out. There's nothing to do inside here, really. And if you're taking break of green, you better measure risk to reward, right? If it's somewhere around here, if it doesn't go way up here, this is a better risk to reward than way down here. You understand that, right? Because from 5184 to low a day is not that much. But if we get up here, at least we can, we have something, we can get a little bit more maybe out of it. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but, level by level, the odds are better over here. The odds would be much better on a rejection of this teal here. Okay, this is why the 50-50 is here. Let me make sure everyone's tracking so far. Everyone tracking what I'm saying? Let me get some feedback. I need to know everyone's paying attention. Or at least somebody's paying attention that could convey the message. Okay. Now, that's for the put scenario. I'm identifying the risk. You're saying the wedge between here? Hold on, Andre Roldan. Give me a second. If this is going to be a thing and we break here, risk to reward, our best bet is going to be on a break and retest of this lick box, okay? For puts. It's going to be our best bet. All right. So this is the put scenario. Ideally up here, maybe rejection of teal. And then if you do get the break of green, you better hold, chase it. If we break and retest under here, maybe let it run just a bit to 49 and change. Okay? All right. Here's your call scenario. We got to break this what do you call it here? And if it breaks here, I'm just going to clean up I'm going to leave this for right now. Look, if it breaks here, then expect a little bit of volatility, because we're still going to be inside this lick box here. You got me? So on a break and retest of this lick box is going to be your best bet. Just like this, whatever I have drawn. I'm going to clean up just a little bit. Okay, did everyone understand the call setup and the put setup and risks? If you're paying attention, then convey the message. All right, cool. If you're paying attention, convey the message. If you're not willing to wait for any of this, or if you don't understand the risk that's involved from here to here, and where a bounce is expected, then you shouldn't be playing the game today. All right? You shouldn't be playing the game if you don't fully understand the risk involved here. If you don't feel comfortable that I'm not here, then I got a couple things to do today. My bad. But we need to allow whatever needs to happen in here. Allow it to happen. And your best bet's going to be underneath the lick box. And for, let's see if they give a dance right here. For YouTube, you're gonna have to join the Discord. You're gonna have to join the Discord because I'm gonna hang out for another few minutes. I'm gonna start getting ready in the background, but this would be, so this is still valid. If you're on YouTube and you're taking screenshots or whatever, start screenshotting this. Start screenshotting this right here if you're on YouTube. Here, let me clear that. Take a screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'm gonna borrow the. Okay. I could have sworn I told everybody in the world exactly where and when the dance was gonna be. A quick down, up, down. I could have swore I told everybody. I could have swore I have it drawn out in bright yellow on the screen exactly what was gonna happen, where and when. Look at the perfection. And there's people still sitting there. I don't know if I need to join this Discord. You're never gonna make it. This is why your parents don't like you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Now, if you measured risk to reward here, good on you. But you got to be careful here, okay? Because you got to make sure this isn't a liquidity grab. That's why I say this option is better, or it has to be like this, or this, so you can protect against liquidity grab. If you measure risk to reward from here to here, great. If you're able to understand, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh man. All right, now let's see what they want to do on this green here. Damn, I got it going now. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen here. This candle has 3 minutes on it. I'm going to wait the 3 minutes. I'm going to see what happens with this candle. I'm going to be quiet in the background. I'm going to be getting ready, but I want to see what's going to happen on this green candle. So look, what I'm telling you, ideally we like to travel up here, maybe reject off, heal. This is the ideal setup for puts. If not, and it has strength inside this teal, we need to have a break and retest underneath this lick box. It simply must be like this. It simply must be a break and retest underneath this, what do you call it? Because the risk to reward from green to here, you just saw it play out in real life. You just saw it play out. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to keep going down. What I am saying is we're day trading. We're day trading, and I understand significant drawdown. So I'm trying to identify setups that are going to have the least amount of drawdown. I'm not saying it's not going to have any, right? The candles are going to go inside of one another. But I'm trying to give you the ones that aren't going to make you sweat in your armpits and bite other people's toenails too much. So look, everything I just said that could happen, happened. Everything I just said, everything to a T, right? Measure risk to reward from here to the lick box. This is, you know, I can't do much more. Anyways, I'm gonna let this play out. I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see. We want to see if we're going to stay in this half of the channel, if we're going to stay in this half, or if we lose strength and we start getting in this half. So this is what we need to start determining. This isn't going to be, you know, this is going to be a much longer time frame we're looking at now. We need to zoom out a bit and we need to look at higher time frames from this point. If you're hyper focused on the 1 minute chart, it's gonna mess you up. It's gonna throw you off. Certain things need to happen. So allow this liquidity grab, whatever they're gonna do, you need to allow it. We need to get some confirmation. If the play goes without us, oh well. There's always another setup. But it needs to look like this. This would be ideal. Wait for the A+ setups. That's all I'm saying. Wait for them. And if a play happens where it breaks and shoots down, oh, then that wasn't our setup, right? We're gonna have to wait. We'll get him again next time, Tiger. But you know, be picky with your trades. Be picky with how you spend your money. Be picky with what you invest in. That's all I'm saying. Because look, there's gonna be a lot of resistance at, a lot of support at 49.03. And I'm usually pretty gosh darn good with these paths. I'm usually pretty good with it. The proof is right here. If you're on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, this has been here for weeks. For absolute weeks. Months at this point. Look, this is why I told you it has to look like this. This is exactly why I told you that. It needs to look like this. It can't just be the break of this. There's more than one thing. We need more than one thing to tell us to take a trade. This is what I'm talking about right here. So if it does go from here, you got to measure risk to reward, because we had to identify if they're going to stop hunt. We had to identify if they're going to stop hunt. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. Dang, I got to get out of here. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen now. All right, I'm going to get ready in the background. I'm just going to leave. I'm going to let this play for a little bit. I'm just going to clean this chart up. Now look, this is still a thing. The break and retest underneath this lick is still a thing. So if you want some type of safety, quote unquote safety, the same break and retest underneath this lick. Okay? That hasn't changed. If you're going to be a little more risky and you're looking for the flexion on teal, then wait for that. If you're looking for calls, we got a lot to go. A lot needs to happen. And you know, you may not want to wait that long. If you get antsy and you can't wait, then you're gambling. You're gambling with your money, and that's the truth. Because I'm literally telling you what the setups are. I'm literally telling you. All right, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be off in the background. Actually, I need to borrow this for admin. For today only, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it drawn. I'm not going to clean it up just for today because the only entry was here that we had. So I'm just going to leave it like this. It's going to look ugly, but give me a second. I'll be right back. Today's also witching day. Witching day is when all the contracts expire today. All the contracts from futures and from options, from everything. All contracts are expiring today. All on the same day. So for some reason, that's some type of psychological thing in the market and in trading. If they want to burn out the contract sideways, not unreasonable, especially on witching day. So look, we need to see if they're gonna stay in this one or if they want to go up to this one. We'll find out if we get underneath here. So give me a second. Let me, I'm still using this chart. And Discord members, you know you have access to these charts. You don't have to deal with me shaking the screen. If you didn't know, now you know. Let this play out. There's nothing to do inside this lick box. Stop allowing one or two candles to dictate your trade. It has to be more than one thing telling us what to do, okay? It has to be more than one thing. It can't just be this one thing happened. All right, I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, remember, it's witching day. Triple witching, I think it's called. Triple witching? Something like that. Quadruple witching? Quad witching? Something. It's witching day, I know that. Where all the witches come out in their broomsticks and... Okay, look. So, we're in bottom. If we break bottom, then we'll be in top. If we break top, then we need to look probably above this. It probably needs to look like this. But if you're gonna sit here and play the game, you know the risk now. If it goes sideways all day, because it's witching day. You see the ideal put scenario? And you see the ideal call scenario. Now, again, I don't know this is going to be here, but at least look for the level. I'm going to take this away just so it's not confusing. Look for the level. I don't know when this is going to happen, but this is what it needs to look like. This liquidity box is going to be the key here for calls. This liquidity box right here is going to be the key for calls. I'm going to get rid of the no man's land too. So use your 5-minute chart, okay? And keep track of the candles. How much time is left on the candle. So you can, you know, let's say if it breaks a certain level, let's say it breaks this green and it starts shooting down and it's and the candle just started, that should tell you something. That should tell you something. The candle just started and it's a nice strong momentum candle, that should tell you something. If we're getting to the end of the candle and it's dancing on this green or around this level here right underneath, you know, maybe you want to hold off a little bit till you get that confirmation of a retest, right? Everyone understand that? But if you're still sitting here playing the game on triple witching or whatever witching day, good luck. It's going to be rough. The market's had a significant move already. They do have a little bit of room to the downside, which would make sense to the 49. They got some room to the downside for sure. Well, obviously, because we're in the we're in a short-term downtrend. And remember, the actual downtrend is this. When we have price, the 5, the 20, and then the 200. This is the actual downtrend. Until then, we're just in a pullback or a correction. Again, this would be ideal. Something like this would be ideal. And we want to look for the structure that tells us that we're going down. Not just because it's a rejection, you know, that could be one thing, but if you identify structure, what do I mean by that? Like this, watch. We want to see possibly a head form around here, and then we want to see a shoulder right here. Something like this. And if you're a little shaky because I'm not here, maybe you should call it. We're going to do it again Monday. Maybe you should call it, okay? But some of the OGs are in there, and if they stick around, they can give you a little bit of guidance on that. All right, I'm going to step away for a quick second, and I'll be back and say goodbye. Give me a moment. Before I go, look what's happening right in front of your face. You see this chop. There's nothing to do in here. There's nothing to do in here. This is just chop. So first step, get above or below the chop. This is liquidity building. Now we're in horizontal liquidity. We've identified the horizontal liquidity. We're here. Let me be a little more safe. There. We've identified the horizontal liquidity. So when this breaks, it's going to move. You have to be patient. You know, they're no longer caring about these algos now. Now it's supply and demand. We have to be able to identify that. This is chop. There's nothing to do in here. Algos be damned. most likely they're gonna follow some type of structure. But you're not gonna see it on the 1 minute. You're gonna need the 5 minute for this. All right, I'm gonna step away for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna call it here. So everyone's already ready. Discord, I'm gonna get out of here as soon as I log off of the stream. YouTube, it's been a pleasure. If you're interested in learning how to trade with us, you gotta go to livespytrading.com. I'll get you sorted. I recommend on Sunday evening you join then. They're gonna ask you for that credit card. If you want to continue, then you have the option to cancel at the end of 24 hours. So join Sunday, go through some of the lessons so you understand what the hell's going on, who's who in the zoo, and then join the live stream in the Discord, and then you'll get a better lay of the land. And then you can make your decision then. You determine the rest of your life then. But I recommend Sunday afternoon if you're gonna do it. Don't do it today. I mean, do it today if you know for sure you're ready to take control of your life. Do it today. If you're still hesitating, wait till Sunday. It's not gonna cost you anything. They're gonna ask you for the credit card. You can cancel. It's not gonna steal your money. Don't worry about it. Anyways, it's been a pleasure. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, all the rest. We had a very good day. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you back Monday. Goodbye.